Welcome back to Listen Up. My name is Jordan Roberts with Bradley Hoppenstein to my right. So Bradley, which NFL team do you think has the highest ceiling going into the 2019 NFL season?
All right, you're going to like this one. You have no idea who I'm about to say. The New York Giants have the highest ceiling for next season. Just hear me out.
You're going to have to justify this one.
Just hear me out. If you look at the Giants' season this year, they lost a lot of close games. Arguably, when they lost to Carolina, that was their season.
62 yards.
Like, that was it. Graham Gano, that field goal, that was it for the Giants. They lost a lot of close games. They had a little stretch where they won, I think, 4 or 5 towards the end. But if you look at it, they really weren't all that bad. You know, Pat Shurmur, first-year head coach, Eli Manning's taken a decline, and that offensive line...
Taking a decline?
That's putting it lightly. But the offensive line beat him up early in the season, and that kind of was a confident shot for him. But they really put things together towards the end of the season, and I think once you get Odell back and healthy, Saquon is an absolute beast.
Oh my God, he's a monster.
And I think if they just fix up the O-line, the defense will come naturally once the offense starts scoring, and Eli Manning has one more solid year left in him. So I'm going to go with the New York Giants.
Solid.
Have the highest ceiling going into next season.
Well, I'm going to take their division rival, and I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to say the Philadelphia Eagles have the highest ceiling going into next season.
bias here?
Oh, no, absolutely none. Absolutely no bias. Let me explain why. The Philadelphia Eagles have a top 5 run defense in the NFL. The Philadelphia Eagles are an average secondary in the NFL when healthy. Are they the worst? No. Are they the best? Absolutely not. They hover somewhere between the 15 and 20 spot in terms of total pass defense rankings. They lost their starting safety, Rodney McLeod, to an Achilles or an ACL, I believe. I really don't remember which one. They lost Jalen Mills for the season. They lost Ronald Darby for the season. They lost Sidney Jones for the season. Now, if I told you who the Philadelphia Eagles are in the secondary...
Can't even name them.
I can, just because I'm an Eagles fan.
If you told me the names of their starting secondary right now, I couldn't even repeat them back to you.
Cre'Von LeBlanc, Trey Sullivan, Chandon Sullivan, Corey Graham. But my point is, the Philadelphia Eagles have used 35 different players on defense this season. They've started 25 different players. Last year, this is the defense that was a top 5 defense in the NFL, and they led them to the Super Bowl when healthy. With starting that many players on defense this year, they're in a playoff spot. Not to mention, let's call it what it is. Carson Wentz is the future. He's better than Nick Foles. He's more talented than Nick. He's better than Nick Foles. He's more talented than Nick Foles.
I'll give you that, but is he really the future?
Carson Wentz is injured. He's young, but he's injured. He's proven that when he is on the field, he is nothing short of superb. This year was a down year from him, and he still had a 103 quarterback rating.
I'm going to say the Giants have a higher ceiling than the Eagles, and you're going to laugh at me, but my point kind of makes sense. The Eagles, last year we saw them win the Super Bowl, and this year they snuck their way back into the playoffs. They're one of the few NFC teams to have back-to-back playoff appearances in the past few years. So when you're talking about who has the highest ceiling, at least compared to this season, you know, where are the Eagles going to go from here? I think they'll beat the Bears in Chicago.
I agree.
And, you know, maybe win 1 or 2 more games.
1 or 2 more games, eh?
Okay, all right, Mr. Eagles right here.
As much as I want to be a homer, you think they're beating the Saints?
But, oh, God, I lost my train of thought now. But, the Giants haven't seen the playoffs in 2 or 3 years, and the Eagles, it's kind of been the status quo for them, at least 2 years now. They look like a playoff team, and we almost expect them to be there at this point. So who has the highest ceiling compared to this season? I still have to go with the Giants.